Peace and blessings, family. The dark days are here. On YouTube right now, go check it out for the newest tunes, the newest music videos, the hottest hits in Israel right now, man. Go check it out. You heard it from me, Ephraim McGunn. Peace. Shalom.
Plotted without a ski mask, so they know who I am. Now I lay low with a LOI flag. Yeah, yo. Get a couple sets in, re-scripts locked in. Teach the word, come home, it's back to investing. Toast, 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 toast. Yo. Let's make a toast to completing the goals we set to do or be stuck in the hole. It's a marathon, not a race. Stick with the pace and stay in your place. It's champagne for this celebration. I'm full of light like it's dedication. Yahweh's laws is my meditation and my legislation. I do this for fun and not for the funds. They call me a shield in Hebrew, a gun. Protecting my energy, pray for my enemies. Blessing the fam, send me the addy, I'm there. Hustling hard, collecting my shares. If it ain't truth, you know I don't care. Evil is something I feel in the air.
Whom it may concern.
Y'all talk dollars, not wisdom. Nah, I ain't respecting it. Trying to play the most high, like you won't get checked in your residence. Corny Instagram clowns, swearing like we ain't out here getting it. These dudes ain't getting the money I'm getting, so when they talk cash, it's irrelevant. I'm riding clean in the Range Rover. You played yourself, now it's game over. The red dot in between the shoulder to the booster shot. I ain't talking COVID. When the cards is dealt, you gotta deal with it. Shout out to the ones that's real with it. When it's time for war, they in the field with it. You on the Lord's side, step over here. You on the world's side, step over there. A toast to all of my people, cheers, put your cups in the air. You on the Lord's side, step over here. You on the world's side, step over there. A toast to all of my people, cheers, put your cups in the air. You on the Lord's side, step over here. You on the world's side, step over there. A toast to all of my people, cheers, put your cups in the air. You on the Lord's side, step over here. You on the world's side, step over there. A toast to all of my people, cheers, put your cups in the air. You get what you give, so put in the work. Afterwards, you enjoyed all the perks. Actions always speak louder than words. You talking too much, you just wanna be heard. If you're doing good, keep your prayers up. If you're doing bad, keep your prayers up. During hard times, I know it's tough, but you gotta get up. Fool me once, that's shame on you. Fool me twice, that's shame on me. Discernment is key, my wrist is on freeze. Feeling like it's below 0 degrees. The more that I see, the more that I learn. You're not in your grind, and bridges will burn. Recognize when it's your time. Everybody get a turn. Do your thing when it's showtime. I rip hard when it's go time. I'm praising Yahweh to kingdom come. And the Mashiach Yahweh Shai's son. As soon as he come, the wicked is done. Don't matter the place or set that you from. Don't matter the place or set that you from. You on the Lord's side, step over here. You on the world's side, step over there. A toast to all of my people, cheers, put your cups in the air. You on the Lord's side, step over here. You on the world's side, step over there. A toast to all of my people, cheers, put your cups in the air. You on the Lord's side, step over here. You on the world's side, step over there. A toast to all of my people, cheers, put your cups in the air. You on the Lord's side, step over here. You on the world's side, step over there. A toast to all of my people, cheers, put your cups in the air.
Put your cups in the air. Put your cups in the air.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, now I'ma eat my chopped cheese. And while I do that, I'ma let these young lions roar. I'm so excited and delighted to introduce to you Blazed Up, the chef, and the iodine specialist. Here it come. Get him, y'all.
Get a couple more grams if you wear wet cat. Bust it down 3 ways, then go pay to connect. My old days, I was hazing the vets. I mean, I killed my old man. This the way that I pay my respects. And these niggas not even half as nice. I paid dues and they can't even afford to pay half the price. Them dog days came with sacrifice. That meant sometimes I had to let it go way under the asking price. Today's math, wisdom, cipher being born of wisdom. Still hard to exercise it in these cracking systems. But still you never catch the chef acting like a victim. Nothing but shooters around me, I feel like Rob Williams. And that's probably part of the reason why they in their feelings. They try to tell me, but I'm still billing. Got open wounds, but they still healing. I'm on fire, and that's gotta be the reason why all these sisters won't chill with them. I'm from a city where the weak can hurt you. New Orleans nigga, but they love me off Linden and Myrtle. My cipher tight, meaning no squares up in my circle. That's how I dodge every bullet and fly over hurdles. I hear they starting to call the chef Mariano the closer. Cause every time they see my face, they know that it's over. Sad man, start playing, the ending is closer. AOC, LOY, the new Costa Nostra.
Muscle memory, killers walk with a limp. Comes for discipline, leather belts, mama's wrist. Never let a pastor touch a child's head, especially if he ain't using frankincense, especially if he ain't gotta be in bags. A man ain't a man if he shaves off his beard. Who got open wounds? Who not the real Jews? Who trafficking bodies on Kingston Avenue? Look, war broke out, bloody garments are part of it. I'm tired as fuck, trapezoid clip stuck, knee pads, tactical gear and big guns. Alcoholics overcome emotions. Avocados on Christ, overdosing on product. Your diet, Gabar King, graphical complex. Lions, all in the garage, we never starved them. Lawyer got 2, dare you choose my vision sharp, kid. 2 Timothys, 2 Maccabees. Too much for y'all, pay me double fee. Pay the back pay, pay me the increase. Pay the back pay from the fabul days, bitch. Egypt, you owe me for the bondage. Fuck woman king and all its creations. That's proof Africans, so the Hebrew fam. The Bible is real, don't let the white man teach it. Barbecue should be sacred, not all invited. Feast of dedication proves well, I'm all excited. Barbecue should be sacred, not all invited. Feast and dedication proves well, I'm all excited.
These rap niggas got me started. My mother told me I'm special, so it makes sense the way I'm going retarded. My spirit has departed to another dimension. Talking greats, then I better be mentioned. Got them feeling like they had some dementia. Drop the TBT, turn them to steady fiends. 22 inches shining bright like a Mr. Clean. Bald head, FPLC, watch for the feds. They know your every move, had to hit them with some finesse. Bringing testimonies, give a fuck about Sunday best. I'm giving out gems that you find in a treasure chest. Exterminator flow, getting rid of these little pests. I'm more Roger Clemens, strike 'em out, beat on my chest. I'm blazed up, bunning up and make sure ain't nothing left. You know my rep, rip tracks and put rip right on their back. I'm ready rock, I ain't talking about how I'm pitching crack. I'm suited up, trying to put my people back on the map. You know how we do, late night Apollo squad, posted up with the crew, popping bottles to reflect after the spiritual food. Respect the architects, trying to copy the moves. I could give you the clues, but you projected to lose, cause your vision is skewed. What you trying to prove? They say I'm going insane, been in one of those moods. The first becomes last and the chosen is few.
I'm all excited.
Danny Mel's Productions.
Shalom. Can you hear me?
Hey.
Okay. All right, y'all. Shalom. Shah Shabbat. All right, to the brothers, to the sisters. Gotta always start off by giving all honor, glory, and praises to Yahweh by way of Yahushua, that He gave us this day for rest. That we don't have to be out working for our enemies. And for those that are, just pray the Most High alleviates that situation from brothers and sisters, and that so we can keep His Shabbat as He commanded us to do. So you want to go ahead and say something before we get started?
Yeah, all praise to the Most High. A happy Sabbath to everybody. Really good weekend coming up if it's the Most High's will to see. We got the first fruits bringing in. Definitely we're gonna be at the park getting having ourselves a good time, man, and mingling with the brothers and sisters, man. Can't miss it. So other than that, Shalom, everybody.
Con. And don't forget, we streaming on 3 different platforms, right? LOI Detroit, Maccabees TV, and also Lions of Israel Classroom. Just make sure you brothers hit the like button on all channels. Share as much as you can. And, the water in advance, right? Because we're trying to help push this word. So we're going to, we got to share. Stream on multiple platforms because everybody, it's always somebody somewhere, right? Algorithm is going to get triggered somewhere. So we just want everybody to, pitch in, right? This is a part of laying your brick, so to speak. So, without further ado, we're going to get started. I don't think this is going to be a long lesson, right? But we'll see how the spirit is moving. Pretty much, we're going to give like a small history on Nineveh, right? And then the second half, right? I want to see for the brothers and sisters that do be on Clubhouse, right? I want y'all brothers and sisters to pitch in, right? I want y'all brothers and sisters to pitch in, and I want y'all to just share, whatever crazy doctrine and all of that stuff that y'all be hearing, right? Because Clubhouse is the reason why I titled this lesson exactly what it is. Because this is the way that I feel when I'm on Clubhouse, right? I literally, I can really understand why Jonah, was kind of like, I don't know, I want to go the opposite direction. I'm saying? I don't want to go in a direction of where, my own people at, acting like heathens, being heathens, giving heed to just crazy stuff that's happening. All right. So we're gonna give a little history using the scriptures, right, and also using the introductory letters, to Jonah and a couple other books, right? So just so y'all be able to see it, I want to share my screen and I want to try and pull it up. I want to pull up the introductories. So you want to read off the screen, or you want to just go to it?
I can read on the screen.
Okay.
You're going to Jonah though, right?
Before Jonah, I want to start before Jonah. All right, I want to go to the introduction to Zephaniah. All right.
Okay.
I want to start with Zephaniah. Reason being is because Zephaniah is before the fall of Nineveh. All right. So Zephaniah also was prophesying against the Assyrian kingdom. Right. This was a couple decades before the fall. Right. And to prove that, the introductory is going to prove it. Right. So introduction to Zephaniah. All right, and it's gonna prove it's gonna give y'all brothers and sisters the timeline. Let's see. Okay. So lucky, y'all. I should have already had this organized. And I'm trying to pull it up. So I wanted to read the same how it reads from my Bible app that's in my phone. Oh, this is gonna be good enough. It's all good. Console, you could just go ahead. You can
Which
go
you
ahead
want me
and
to
start
start with the author and date or background instead?
author and date.
All right. So this is in the Blue Letter Bible. Reading the introductory of Zephaniah. It says, little is known about the author Zephaniah. 3 other OT individuals share his name. His traces his genealogy back 4 generations to King Hezekiah. CA 715 to 686 BC.
All right, and that CA just stands for circa, right? Means a roundabout time. All right, go ahead.
Standing alone among the prophets descended from royal blood. Royal genealogy would have given him the ear of Judah's king, Josiah, during whose reign he preached. The prophet himself dates his message during the reign of Josiah, 640 to 609 BC. The moral and spiritual conditions detailed in the book, CF 14-6.
And them just the chapters. What it just referring back to the moral and spiritual conditions. So you can just skip like the parentheses. You don't have to read those.
Okay. Condition detail in the book seemed to place the prophecy prior to Josiah's reforms. When Judah was still languishing in idolatry and wickedness, it was in 628 BC that Josiah tore down all the altars to Baal, burned the bones of false prophets, and broke the carved idols. And in 622 BC, the book of the law was found. Consequently, Zephaniah most likely prophesied from 635 to 625 BC and was a contemporary of Jeremiah.
So this is before the fall, right? Which we gonna see that the fall of Nineveh was around 612 BC, right? And we know that the northern kingdom was in captivity to the Assyrians before before we ended up joining them, right? So this prophecy that he's referring to is literally the fall of the Assyrian kingdom that Zephaniah was in, right? So is it any more? Let me see, because this is different from my Bible app. Nope, that's good. So we're gonna be good on that. All right. So let me go back. So now we're gonna dive into the book of Zephaniah. All right. Starting at chapter 1. We're gonna start at verse 1. We're not gonna read the whole thing. We're gonna be jumping through, family. So try to keep up as much as you can, right? So this is just prophecy of things that will come to happen, right?
All right. This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 1, starting at verse 1. The word of the Lord which came into Zephaniah, the son of Cushi, the son of Gedaliah, the son of Amariah, the son of Hezekiah, in the days of Josiah, the son of Ammon, king of Judah. I will utterly consume all things from off the land, says the Lord. I will consume man and beast. I will consume the fowls of the heaven and the fishes of the sea, and the stumbling blocks with the wicked. And I will cut off man from off the land, says the Lord. I will also stretch out my hand upon Judah and upon all the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And I will cut off the remnant of Baal from this place, and his name of the Chemarims with the priests, and them that worship the host of heaven upon the housetops, and them that worship at the Salakia, and them that worship and that swear by the Lord, and that swear by Malcham, and them that are turned back from the Lord, and those that have not sought the Lord, nor inquired for him. Hold thy peace at the presence of the Lord God, for the day of the Lord is at hand, for the Lord hath prepared a sacrifice, he hath bid his guests.
All right, so the Lord had prepared a sacrifice, right? And we knew that the which was going to be the Assyrian kingdom, right? This is what was going to happen. He was going to literally kill them, right? This is why this is literally the day of the Lord's wrath, right? In this chapter 1, right? So go ahead and read verse 8.
Verse 8, and it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice that I will punish the prince and the king's children, and all such are clothed with strange apparel.
See that? So we understand, we see even now that our people are clothed in strange apparel, right? We see that they were punished for it then, and guess what? We're going to be punished for it again in that day, right? So, and to prove that, let's go to Ecclesiastes chapter 1 real quick. We're going to come right back to Zephaniah chapter 1 and start at verse 9.
All right, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse 9. The thing that hath been, it is that which shall be, and that which is done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun.
Go ahead.
Verse 10, is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new?
All right, can we say that it's new that our people are clothed in strange apparel? Is it new that our people are doing a bunch of wickedness and idolatry in the land? Right? That's exactly what was happening when we was in the Assyrian captivity. It's the reason why we went into the Assyrian captivity, right? The same things, right? So can we actually say that? Right? Go ahead.
And there is no new thing under the sun. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It hath been already of old time, which was before us.
So you ain't got to read no more on that, right? So it's already been of old time, right? Which was before we even decided to do this lesson, right? It already been of old time that our people was going to be in Assyria, in the city of Nineveh, right? Sacrificing to idols, doing a bunch of wickedness. It had already been of old time, because guess what? Before Assyria, we also had Egypt, right? And when we got out of Egypt, the Most High used Moses to give us a list of commandments, right? To give us a list of commandments so we cannot follow, or that not necessarily cannot, so we do not follow that idolatry, right? It's the same thing over and over again, right? So you can flip back to Zephaniah. What verse we leave off at? 8?
9. Yeah, we left on 8. We on 9 now.
You can read 9 and then we're going to jump.
All right. Verse 9. In the same day also will I punish all those that leap on the threshold, which fill their master's house with violence and deceit. And it shall come.
Salagi. So, no, read that again. Read that part again.
Gotcha. In the same day also will I punish all those that leap on the threshold, which fill their master's houses with violence and deceit.
All right. So he's going to do that to ones that fill their master's household with violence and deceit. We know that Judah can't stand each other. We can't stand nobody. We want to fight. We want to do all these kind of things, right? But the point that I want to touch on is the deceit. Our people on Clubhouse, right? They are so deceitful, right? They don't want to be true to the text at all, right? We can literally read it, and it says what it says verbatim, and they just want to just get rid of it, right? As if you never said anything, right? For those that are on Clubhouse, we literally can go over. Some people will let you talk, right? They'll let you get out. They'll let you go over the scriptures, and they don't address anything you say on purpose, right? On purpose. And we understand that some people genuinely just don't know. The Most High, shut their eyes and their ears so that they will not see or hear. We understand that much, right? But it's those that see and still decide that they don't want to roll with it. They don't want to roll with what the truth is, right? So y'all, hey, get those things loaded up because I want y'all to flood the chat with some of the doctrines and the things that y'all heard on Clubhouse, right? Just want to go through a little bit of history just to show y'all that the same things that we deal with today is the same things that was happening, in this Assyrian captivity leading up to the destruction of Nineveh, which is why the Most High had to send Jonah in the first place, right? Now he sends us to the highways and byways, right? Now he sends us on these apps, right, to defend the gospel, right? The real gospel. Not that peace and prosperity stuff that they teach, teaching that everybody, is included. Scriptures don't teach that, right? So
Can I ask, you got more on that?
No, go ahead.
Let me add to that too in verse 9, right? So I'm gonna read that again in verse 9. It says, "In the same day also will I punish all those that leap in the threshold, which fill their master's house with violence and deceit." Right now, when you think about the master's house in today's time in this world, it's the churches. It's a bunch of deceit in those houses, right? So we know that the popes are ruling in that, right? They pushing the faith of their doctrine, and they're mixing it with the Bible, saying that God loves everybody, that the Gentiles is also as accepted according to their doctrine, right? But we know that the Gentiles are the Israelites, that's accepted in the to Christ, right? But they saying that the Gentiles is accepted, that's not only Israel, right? So they mixing like the whole world that believe in Christ, that they can be accepted. And sure enough, that's what they also learn in Clubhouse, because they pastors had put a deceit spirit on them, right? Let me get 2 Thessalonians real quick, chapter 2 and 11. Right, because we're gonna find out like the reason why a lot of the times why our people believe these things is because they haven't repented. So they're gonna see it the way they want to see it, because if your pastor is not speaking the truth, then you're gonna accept the lie, and then you're gonna walk in folly. But go ahead.
It's the book of 2 Thessalonians, chapter 2 and verse 11. "And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion."
Salakia, let me get there. I'm on the wrong one. I'm on 1 Thessalonians. Yeah, so let me get there. All right, go ahead.
All right. "And for this cause, God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie."
They should believe a lie. And go ahead.
"That they all might be damned who believe."
Go ahead for Salakia.
"That they all might be damned who believe not the truth."
They're going to be damned, meaning they're going to be punished and destroyed, just like what we was reading in Zephaniah, right? Same thing they were doing in Nineveh, like the brother brought out in Ecclesiastes 1 and 9. There's nothing new under the sun, right? So it's the same thing what's happening today. Brothers do not want to believe the truth, right? So they're going to be damned, right? Go ahead.
"But had pleasure in unrighteousness."
Right, because they rather do what they want to do instead of repenting, right? They say, I heard numerous people say, we got to keep 613 laws. That's a lot of laws. But you got Esau and them, they got like thousands of laws, and they change their laws pretty much every day.
Mm-hmm.
And by changing the laws every day, that creates confusion. So God's laws is not even confusion. It's straightforward. The world that we live in, their laws is packed with confusion. 1 minute we couldn't, it was illegal to have marijuana and smoke it, now it's legal, right? Which one is it, right? Because you got people locked up for years. Do that mean you should release them now because it's legal? That's why you see that America has no balance. It's a bunch of lies. So our people, they inhabited the lies and they move forward with that. So when we speak this truth, they don't see it because they love the lies and they love the being deceitful. They rather hear truth. They rather hear deceitful lies than the truth.
Okay.
I'll land there.
Okay. All right, so let's go back to Zephaniah. Let's start at chapter 2 and verse 1.
All right. This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2 and verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired. Before the decree, bring forth, before the day pass as the shaft, before the fierce anger of the Lord come upon you, before the day of the Lord's anger come upon you.
All right, so this is scripture that we read this frequently, right? Especially, brothers that go out and hold camp, right? We read this all the time to gather ourselves together. Hey, before the Most High blow this place up, right? Zephaniah prophesied this same thing, right? Jonah went to Nineveh to tell them, hey, quit doing what y'all doing in here, right? We're going to get that as well. But guess what? Just like we read in Ecclesiastes, there's nothing new under the sun. We got to do the same thing now. So, yeah, not everybody's going to hit these apps like Clubhouse, right? But the ones that know about it, the ones that are comfortable with it, we still have to hit these apps. We have to bring out the truth. Me personally, brothers and sisters that see me on there, I'll talk to my brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? But as far as dealing with some of them bug outs on there, I'm not quite there yet. You know what I'm saying? I'm not really there yet to deal with them bug outs. I'd rather deal with somebody, face to face. I can have that same conversation, that brothers have on Clubhouse face to face because I can see you and I'm directing everything at you. When you're on Clubhouse, brothers kind of talk outside themselves. You know what I'm saying? They talk outside themselves. They act, harder than what they really are, thinking that they really, like they really about that. But you see them in person, hey, that attitude would be totally different. The attitude would be totally different. So for that reason, I don't deal with the bug outs. I just deal with my people and I leave it at that. Right? But go ahead.
All right. Verse 3. Seek ye the Lord, all ye meek of the earth, which have wrought his judgment. Seek righteousness, seek meekness. It may be ye shall be hid in the day of the Lord's anger.
Right? It may be. It's not a guarantee. Right? So we literally got to keep on going. We got to keep on doing this thing. Right? So because nothing is guaranteed. Right? Go ahead. Verse 4.
Come. Verse 4. For Gaza shall be forsaken, and Ashkelon a desolation.
Hold on. I thought everybody was going to be saved. Right? I thought the Lord was going to include everybody. He destroyed these nations then. What do we think is going to happen now? They're going to be destroyed. And that's prophesied. We're going to get that too. Go ahead.
For Gaza shall be forsaken, and Ashkelon a desolation. They shall drive out Ashdod at the noonday, and Ekron shall be rooted up.
See that? Go ahead.
Woe unto the inhabitants of the seacoast, the nation of the Cherethites. The word of the Lord is against you.
No, it's with them.
The word of the Lord is against you.
No, I can't see, bro. That's definitely start with a W, right?
The word, W-O-R-D, of the Lord is against you. Y-O-U. O Canaan.
Oh, who?
O Canaan.
No, hey, man. Them Africans, man. Them our people. They could be saved, right?
O Canaan.
Go ahead.
Word of the Lord is against you. O Canaan, the land of the Philistines. I will even destroy thee, that there shall be no inhabitant. And the seacoast shall be dwellings and cottages for shepherds, and folds for flocks. Verse 7. And the coast shall be for the remnant of the house of Judah.
It's gonna they possession is gonna be for who?
For the house of Judah.
For us, right? Go ahead.
For the remnant of the house of Judah, they shall feed thereupon. In the houses of Ashkelon shall they lie down in the evening. For the Lord their God shall visit them and turn away their captivity.
See that? He did that for us, right? He did that for us in that times, right? Before Yahweh. So what do you think is gonna happen when he sends Yahweh back? He ain't coming down here with cotton candy and flowers, right? It's not happening. He's not gonna say, "Oh, I forgive you for what you did to my people." Come on in with us, right? Come to the cookout. You invited. Nah, Most High not doing that.
Okay.
Right? He destroyed these people. Then what do we think is gonna happen when we switch from the so-called Old Testament, which is where Zephaniah is written, to the New Testament? Is Paul, is Yahushua, is any of them speaking anything different? I don't think so. It's nothing in the Old Testament says that he's going to save these people. Right? Go ahead, read verse 8.
All right, verse 8. I have heard the reproach of Moab and the revelings of the children of Ammon, whereby they have reproached my people and magnified themselves against their border.
Go ahead.
Therefore, as I live, says the Lord of hosts, the God of Israel, surely Moab shall be as Sodom, and the children of Ammon as Gomorrah.
See that? And what happened there, people? Right? Surely they're gonna be just like that. Right? He destroyed that place with fire. Right? Burned it up. Right? All of the cities round about, he burned them up. And he's saying that Moab is gonna be the same way. Right? Same thing with Ammon. Right? Gonna be as Gomorrah. Go ahead.
Even the breeding of nettles and salt pits and a perpetual desolation. The residue of my people shall spoil them, and the remnant of my people shall possess them.
Go ahead.
Hey, I thought that, hey, we ain't gonna touch the people, right? When we do speak that we not gonna we gonna get vengeance from the Most High and destroy these people. The Bible itself just said, the residue of my people shall spoil them, and the remnant of my people shall possess them. So, hey, I don't know what the Bible they reading. It ain't gonna be a kumbaya heaven like for the other nations, according to the scriptures, man. That's all I'm saying.
God, yeah, man. We be reading the same Bible, and they'll look at it and be like, "Well, that was an old time." It's gonna change. Things are gonna change. No, the same things are happening.
Okay.
Why would the Most High do anything different?
Okay.
Right? For these same wicked people that was always against his people. Right? This is why he told us to stay the hell away from them. But they was always against us.
Okay.
So he didn't save them then. He's damn sure not gonna save them right now.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
All right. Verse 10. It says, this shall they have their pride.
See that? They're gonna have this for their pride. Right? This destruction that's coming for them, right? And this time, and even that's on its way now, they're gonna have for their pride. Look at what's happening in Ukraine, right? Getting blew up left and right. And now guess what? Mr. Orange Head, Mr. Orange Man himself is literally he's stepping back in, right? Because the reason why I seen this on the news the other day, the reason why Ukraine haven't really struck back is because it was pretty much ordered that they couldn't. They pretty much have to get the okay from America, from Donald Trump, in order to strike back in a particular place, right? They can't, for whatever reason, strike at Russia per se in Russia. It has to be them trying to attack them in their land, and once they attack them in their land, they can use weapons then, which is crazy. Right? It's crazy. But hey, that's what was said on the news. I don't make the rules up, but
Hey, and you know, like this in this mission of Moab and Ammon, like you ever been around them? And like I used to work with a lot of them and in the areas when I used to work for the cable company. And dealing with them, walking in their houses and everything, or even if you even went to like one of the Japanese restaurants or whatever, they got smart mouths.
Mm-hmm.
They got a smart mouth, and I swear I'd be ready to smack them right in them little weird words that they be speaking. They got a smart mouth, I swear. And that speaks of it what they are. They're prideful of people, right? They think because they own nail shops and they know and they sell hair and products to our people, and then they sell a bunch of ridiculous food that's coming from the alleys, serving it to our people, and then they really look down on us, right? Because if you really think about it, you don't really see like when you look at like out here in Detroit, we have a place called Hamtramck, and it's more East Indian, more Elam, all them are out there, or even in Dearborn. I have never seen one Chinese restaurant out there. Not one.
You're right. Just about outside of I want to say it's like a Panda Express, but I don't necessarily count that as a Chinese restaurant.
Nah, not that really at all. But yeah, that's you don't see those little home mom and pop Chinese stores in a neighborhood, but you definitely see them in our neighborhood because you know we the one accept them. But these other nations, they know they some nasty, dirty people, and they prideful people. Even the other nations, they can relate how prideful they are, but they know how dirty, nasty them people are. So they won't even allow them to serve that kind of food in the neighborhood. But us, hey man, we tearing that thing up, and they'll disrespect our people, and we'll still keep returning to them like we owe them a favor. All praise to the Most High. You want me to finish at 11?
Yeah, you can keep going.
Oh, let me finish 10. I ain't finished it off. Verse 10. This shall they have their pride, because they have reproached and magnified themselves against the people of the Lord of hosts. The Lord will be terrible unto them, for he will famish all the gods of the earth, and men shall worship him, every one from his place, even all the isles of the heathen.
All right, so he's gonna be terrible. And we know what that means. We know what that terrible means, right? He's gonna be terrible unto these heathen, right? And guess what? They still gonna have to worship. All right. After they get done getting whooped, they still gotta worship, right? Keep on going. Verse 12.
Ye Ethiopians.
Also, no, everybody can come in. Hey, the Most High is literally naming nations, right? He's naming them by name. And we know Zephaniah is one of the smaller prophet books. All right. Look at how many people he named here. But everybody can be saved. We talking about throughout this whole entire Bible. This is literally 3 little small chapters inside this Bible, and we done read all of these different nations that got destroyed, right, in Assyria. And we can read another prophecy that's pretty much saying that he's going to destroy them again when we go into the book of Ezekiel, right? When we go into Jeremiah, they're going to be destroyed all over again. He did it in Assyria. He did it in Egypt. He literally did it in Babylon. He did it in Rome. Why won't he do it again? All right, go ahead.
All right, verse 12. Ye Ethiopians also, ye shall be slain by the sword. Verse Salakia, by my sword. All right, verse 13. And he will stretch out his hand against the north and destroy Assyria, and will make Nineveh a desolation and dry like a wilderness.
Right, and dry like a wilderness. If you look up Nineveh right now, you know, it's going to pop up with pictures, right? We only can see pictures, so to speak. All right. Just look it up. I'm not going to even do it. You know what I'm saying? The Most High made good on this promise. He said what he was going to do, and he did it. Right? And remember, this is before Jonah. Right? So now let's go to Jonah.
All right.
All right, let's go to Jonah. So as we can see what was happening, what Zephaniah was prophesying against, you know, when he was saying it was a bunch of idolatry and things of that nature going on, we're going to see idolatry literally in the first chapter of Jonah, right? Even though Jonah was fleeing and doing what he was doing, but we're going to see the people that was on that boat. We're going to see if they was in idolatry, right? So you can go ahead, start at verse 2.
You start at chapter 1?
Yeah, chapter 1. You can start at the top. It don't matter.
Okay, gotcha. This is the book of Jonah, chapter 1, starting at verse 1. Now the word of the Lord came unto Jonah, the son of Amittai, saying, Arise, go to Nineveh, that great city, and cry against it, for their wickedness is come up before me. But Jonah rose up to flee unto Tarshish from the presence of the Lord, and went down to Joppa, and he found a ship going to Tarshish. So he paid the fare thereof, and went down into it, to go with them unto Tarshish from the presence of the Lord.
All right, he like, hey, nah, I'm good. Them people down there, hey, they sacrificing them to idols. You know, like I don't want to go down there in that wickedness. Right? He didn't want to go. So keep going.
All right, verse 4. But the Lord sent out a great wind into the sea, and there was a mighty tempest in the sea, so that the ship was like to be broken. Then the mariners were afraid. Then the mariners were afraid, and cried every man unto his God.
Yeah, they did what?
The mariners were afraid, and cried every man unto his God.
To his God, right? First clue right there. All of them, like, they start crying to their God, right? Go ahead. Because a lot of people would take this people as other nations, but we're gonna keep reading and we're gonna see who these people were. But go ahead.
And cried every man unto his God, and cast forth the wares that were in the ship into the sea, to lighten it off of them. But Jonah was gone down into the sides of the ship, and he lay, and was fast asleep. So the shipmaster came to him, and said unto him, What meanest thou, O sleeper? Arise, call upon thy God, if so be that God will think upon us, that we perish not.
Go ahead.
And they said, every one to his fellow, Come, and let us cast lots, that we may know whose cause this evil was upon us. So they cast lots, and the lot fell upon Jonah. Then said they unto him, Tell us, we pray thee, for whose cause this evil is upon us. What is thine occupation? And whence comest thou? What is thy country? And what of people art thou? And he said unto them, I am an Hebrew, and I fear the Lord, the God of heaven, which have made the sea and the dry land.
All right, so he's letting them know who he is. Right? He's letting them know who he is. Now remember, you know, I didn't elaborate on it when it says that they cast forth the wares that were in the ship to lighten it of them. You know what I'm saying? Because these wares, this is literally them using whatever they had, whether it been gold, silver, whatever they had, right? That's what they sacrificed unto their gods.
Okay.
Right? So this is literally them as idolatry on this particular ship. But again, hey, the Most High making that thing happen because, hey, Jonah ain't supposed to have been going that way anyway. But again, this is what Jonah was trying to run from to begin with, right? But keep going.
All right. Verse 10. Then were the men exceedingly afraid, and said unto him, Why hast thou done this? For the men knew that he fled from the presence of the Lord, because he had told them.
Mm-hmm.
Then said they unto him, What shall we do unto thee, that the sea may be Mislakia, that the sea may be calm unto us? For the sea wrought and was tempestuous. Verse 12. And he said unto them, Take me up and cast me forth into the sea.
Right. So listen closely, right? He told them, hey, just throw me into the water, right? Go ahead.
So shall the sea be calm unto you. For I know that for my sake this great tempest upon you.
Right? This great tempest is upon you. Why would Jonah tell them that? Even though Jonah know he's going in the wrong direction, why would Jonah say, hey, cast me into the sea? But I know this is your fault. Right? I know that this is your fault. Why? Because you have these idols that you have on this particular boat, right? And you're getting ready to go to wherever you was going, probably to a temple somewhere, to sacrifice unto another god, which was the whole point of Jonah going down into Nineveh in the first place, right? But again, Jonah was still going the wrong way, right? Because this is the conversations he's having with these men, right? Keep going.
All right. Verse 13. Nevertheless, the men rowed hard to bring it to the land, but they could not, for the sea wrought and was tempestuous against them. Verse 14. Wherefore they cried unto the Lord.
They cried unto who?
They cried unto the Lord.
Now they're crying unto the Lord, meaning, right, the Most High. Right? Now they're crying unto him. Before it says in verse where is that at? 4 or 5, right? They cried every man unto his God, right? They crying unto their idols, right? But now, after Jonah told them, like, hey, this great tempest is upon you, it's really your fault, right? Yeah, I didn't listen, but guess what? This tempest is really your fault, right? So he's saying, hey, now these men, once they realized they couldn't get back to dry land, now there's like, hey, now they're crying out to the Lord, right? Go ahead.
All right. Start at 14 again. Wherefore they cried out to the Lord and said, We beseech thee, O Lord, we beseech thee, let us not perish for this man's life, and lay not upon us innocent blood. But thou, O Lord, hast done as it pleased thee. Verse 15. So they took up Jonah and cast him forth into the sea, and the sea ceased from her raging. Then the men feared the Lord exceedingly, and offered a sacrifice unto the Lord.
They did
made
what?
vows. And offered a sacrifice unto the Lord and made vows.
All right. Can another nation of people do this? Another nation can't offer him sacrifice and make vows unto him. That's only literally for the children of Israel, right? According to grab the Joel real quick. Right, according to Joel, hey, he only did that with us.
All right, this is the book of Joel, chapter 2, and verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else, and my people shall never be ashamed.
Right, and we're not ashamed to literally show these things, right? So now we're gonna fast forward to Jonah chapter 3.
Hey, real quick, let me bring up that lots, right? So just in case when people don't understand what lots were, right? So when they were casting lots, what it was when they roll it, we consider it as dice, right? But they have it in a different way. They were using like pebbles, something like that was an operation of pebbles. So when they do it, they use it as a dispute, knowing that, hey, we believe if it rolls this way or it lands this certain way, we know that God has said this is what this is about. So that's what they land on. I'm gonna show what the let me show real quick on the screen. Let me share my screen real quick. I'm just going to show casting lots real quick on here so people can see what they look like. Now, they may not look like exactly how it used to look on the Bible, but this is just a way to look at these things. So I'm going to pull it up right here, share it. Can you throw it on the screen, Debak, real quick?
Okay.
I'm just going to show small images of it. So, you know, like these right here, how they have it. They showing how they cast the lots. Like I said, they're like pebbles. They're nothing but pebbles and rocks, right? So they did this. They carried them a lot because they believed that at any time it rolled on something, they knew like this is what the Most High was speaking of. So that's why they rolled lots and said, hey, it landed on Jonah. Hey, Jonah, this is you. You got to get off this boat. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the lots was for. That was part of the customs that Israel was carrying. Now land there.
Okay. Got the water for that too. The water for that. As I was gonna go into like in Leviticus, you know what I'm saying, where it literally shows our people casting lots, and then I think they did the same thing in the book of Samuel, right? They was casting lots, right? But you know, just for the sake of time, you know, I just want to keep going with this. So let's go to chapter 3.
All right. This is the book of Jonah, chapter 3, and starting at verse 1. And the word of the Lord came unto Jonah the second time, saying, Arise, go unto Nineveh, that great city, and preach unto the preaching that I bid thee.
Right. So he like just go do exactly what I asked you to do now. Right. This the second time I'm telling you, go do what you were originally supposed to do. Right. And I also want to add that we know that what it says in Proverbs 24 and 20, right? A man's going is of the Lord. How then can a man understand his own way? So we may look at it like, hey, Jonah was trying to run, do all that. But guess what? The Most High knew he was going to do it. Right? He had to go literally to the men that was on those ships, you know what I'm saying, to let them know of the idolatry that they was doing.
Mm-hmm.
They had to recognize it, you know, for the reason that the Most High wanted them to. Hey, go let them know first before they go offer these sacrifices to these other guys, because they're getting on the ship and they going down to Tarshish to do this, right? Even though we don't see that written, right? You can kind of read that in there. And then now, guess what? I'm still gonna get you to Nineveh, right? I'm gonna prepare this great fish to swallow you up, and it's gonna spew you out on the land of where I told you to go. Right? Everything is of the Lord, right? So, brothers and sisters, don't be looking at it like, oh, Jonah was just so wicked and he didn't do. The Most High made that happen for a reason, right? So go ahead.
All right. Verse 3. So Jonah arose and went unto Nineveh according to the word of the Lord. Now Nineveh was an exceeding great city of 3 days' journey. And Jonah began to enter into the city a day's journey. And he cried and said, Yet 40 days, and Nineveh shall be overthrown.
All right, so he letting them know, like, hey, 40 days, hey, this place is finna get out of here. Right? The people had been seeing signs. Why? Because we see that Zephaniah prophesied against that place. Right? Zephaniah was letting them know, right? Decades before. Hey, this is coming. Just like our elders before us, right? We may not have been able to see every single video of the brothers hitting the highways and byways in the 70s and 80s, in the 90s, right? Early 2000s, even for us. Actually, even the mid 2000s. You know what I'm saying? So just like they was doing it then, hey, 40 days, hey, Nineveh gonna be overthrown. Right, go ahead.
Verse 5. So the people of Nineveh believed God and proclaimed a fast and put on sackcloth from the greatest of them even to the least of them. For word came unto the king of Nineveh, and he arose from his throne, and he laid his robe from him and covered him with sackcloth and sat in ashes. And he caused it to be proclaimed and published through Nineveh by the decree of the king and his nobles, saying, let neither man nor beast, herd nor flock, taste anything. Let them not feed nor drink water. But let man and beast be covered with sackcloth, and cry mightily unto God. Yea, let them turn everyone from his evil way and from the violence that is in their hands.
Right, the violence that is in their hands, the same violence that Zephaniah prophesied, right? That he prophesied against. Same violence that was happening in those lands and all of that, right? Keep going, you finish it out. Ain't that much.
Verse 9, who can tell if God will turn and repent and turn away from his fierce anger that we perish not?
All right, so it's just basically saying, who can tell if the Most High gonna have mercy on them? You know, how do you know he gonna have mercy on you if you don't literally stop what you're doing? You don't know. He can kill you in an instant. All right, go ahead.
Verse 10, and God saw their works, that they turned from their evil way, and God repented of the evil that he had said that he would do unto them, and he did it not.
Right, so he repented of that evil. Right, so let's show this real quick.
And why you pulling that up, man? It's crazy. Like they even had the animals to fast, right? And this shows you right when Israel is off, everything is off, right? Because when you think about a dog, right? A dog, we know that it just knows dog instincts. It knows no other thing but else. But a dog has lost his state of mind also. What I mean by that, when you know dogs, you know, if it's a male and female, they go on one another. That's all it's supposed to do to produce. You see now these male dogs is humping on other male dogs, right?
Wow.
Because of the fact that, hey, they're out of state because of we have broken the law. When the order of Israel broken, even the animals are broken, right? You know, everything, man. You know, so it's we are the people of the earth. We are the one that had everything in order. And once everything is out of order, now the animals, they'll jump and attack us. Normally, the animals have respect for us. Now the animals don't even have no respect for us. That's why in the scripture said that he will also have their animals turn against them on the time when we rise up. Because the animals are going to be on our side now and not on their side. All right, now land there.
All right, so I want to show this, you know, just to show some proof. Right, so this was right, the battle of Nineveh, the destruction of Nineveh, like right around 612 BC. And we seen that Zephaniah showed, right, it could have been anywhere between 635 BC, I think it said. I know the scriptures and the introduction, right? I'm gonna just read it from my phone real quick. So the introduction from my phone, it says the prophet Zephaniah was active in the late 7th century BC, most likely just before 621 BC, right? When the discovery of the copy of the book of Deuteronomy spurred the religious reforms carried out by the young King Josiah between 640 and 609 BC. Now we know how time worked. We know that time went, you know, downward, right? So 612 would literally be after that 621, right? And even, of course, that 640 BC that's also mentioned. And again, these dates, I mean, these times are not exact, but it just shows some order. And then it also shows that the books that we have are not written in chronological order. You know what I'm saying? We literally have Zephaniah in its order inside the Bible is after the book of Jonah, right? And then in between that you have Micah, right? You have Nahum, which would probably be most fit to be after the book of Jonah, right? And we're gonna read that too. So grab. Actually, let me see if I can pull it up. It'll show it. So introduction. All right, introduction of Nahum. Uh, 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 uh. All right, so this is another small timeline here. And I know the Captain Zakaria also has that book of the timelines as well. Um, right. So this kind of shows that I'm gonna just read it from the top. It says the prophet Nahum was God's messenger to announce the fall of Nineveh and the complete overthrow of Assyria. So again, this had to be after Assyria was overthrown. Right? It says Nahum refers to the fall of Thebes as a well-known occurrence. The Assyrian king Ashur-banipal conquered Thebes around 664 BC. Nahum also predicts the fall of Nineveh, the capital of Assyria, as a future event. Nineveh fell 612 BC. The book composed, therefore, between 664 and 612 BC. Right? So, um, or is it? Did I get that wrong? Yeah, no, that's right. So Nahum literally, he did what he did, right? So that's just a brief history of Nineveh being destroyed, right? So for my brothers and sisters that's still here, um, post some of those doctrines, man, that y'all hear on Clubhouse. Right? We had my sister earlier post something, right? I gotta scroll back up. Let me see. Where you at? That's good. All right. So Sister Rose, right? This is what she posted. Right, it says a brother on Clubhouse tonight said because the Bible didn't use the word sex, it means that the Most High is Christ's only Father. All right, it's crazy. That just goes into that doctrine, that Joseph is not Yahweh's father. Right?
Conception.
So we ain't gonna go into no deep breakdown. Go to Matthew chapter 1.
Okay.
And this is what most of us already know. Just read verse 1. Verse 1 is gonna kill that whole thing.
Okay. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 1 and verse 1. The book of the generation of Yahweh, the son of David, the son of Abraham.
Look, that's easy right there. It's the generation of Yahweh, right? Can we get any generation if no sex was involved? Can you have children if no sex is involved? It's not happening. Right? That immaculate conception stuff, throw it out. Throw it out the window. All right, it didn't happen. It ain't real. It can't happen. Right? Let's grab one more. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7.
All right. It's the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, starting at verse 1. I myself also am a mortal man, like to all, and the offspring of him that was first made of the earth.
The offspring of him that was first made of the earth. Right, go ahead.
Verse 2. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months.
And we understand that it literally takes a woman, 10 months or so to produce a child, right? 9 or 10 months. Go ahead.
Being compacted in blood of the seed of man, and the pleasure that came with sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was born, I drew in the common air and fell upon the earth, which is like nature. In the first voice which I uttered was crying, as all others do.
Just like any other baby that when it's born, right? When the baby's born, hey, they cry. Right, go ahead.
I was nursed in swaddling clothes,
Mm-hmm.
and that with cares. For there is no king
There's no who?
For there is no king.
What is Yahweh?
King.
Come, go ahead.
For there is no king that had any other beginning of birth.
All right, so hey, according to them, Solomon is a liar.
Okay.
Right? According to them, hey, Solomon don't know what he talking about. Even though the scriptures say that Solomon was the wisest man that walked the earth.
Okay.
Right? Hey, we got, and I'm with you, Sis Yapa. Hey, it's hard to listen to Clubhouse at times. That's why I only listen Monday through Friday when I'm at work. It's literally to pass the time, right? It's also to, bring y'all brothers and sisters lessons like this. You know what I'm saying? That's the only thing that they good for. It's to spark an idea on what to do a lesson on.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Other than that, what they teach is garbage. Right? It makes no sense. Right? So what's some other doctrines that y'all hear?
Let me even read verse 6 too.
Go ahead.
Verse 6 says, for all men have one entrance into life, and the light going out. Then Yahweh Shai go out. So he's not. It's comparison to life and death. Christ died, right? He came back, right? We have died, we have came back, right? So it's the same thing, right? So,
okay. I got another one for y'all. All right. Let's go to the book of Acts. All right, let's go to the book of Acts. We're gonna start at chapter 15 and verse 1.
Okay.
And I want to go here because it's still a thing, right? The whole the law of Moses thing and the law of Christ. Right? This is still a thing. It's still a thing. I don't get it. Well, I do get it because, like Michael Allah brought out earlier, that they were sent strong delusion, right? And that's literally strong delusion. All right. Before we get here, what Elder put in there? Elder put in Hebrews chapter 2. Let me grab that real quick before we get this.
Okay.
Oh, Khan. Yeah, go ahead, read that.
What verse?
16.
All
2
right.
and 16 through 18. This is just going to the point of Yahweh Shai.
Okay. All right. This is the book of Hebrews, chapter 2, starting at verse 16. For verily he took not on him the nature of angels, but he took on him the seed of Abraham. Wherefore in all things it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren.
So if he was made like his brother, everybody, it's immaculate conceptions across the whole world. Everybody's immaculate conception. You immaculate conception. They like Cooper with that thing. Immaculate conception here, immaculate conception there.
Go
Go ahead.
All right. Wherefore, in all things it behooved him to be made like unto his brethren, that he might be a merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to God, to make reconciliation for the sins of the people. Verse, verse 18. For in that he himself has suffered being tempted, he is able to succor them that are tempted.
All right.
So he made like his brethren. So who is his brethren, right?
Right.
Right. So guess what? If his brethren were in captivity, guess what? Christ was in captivity too.
Okay.
He didn't come out with the finest gold and the dopest robe. You know, he didn't come out fresh to dress. He came as everybody else was in that particular time, right? Because that's how you fit in. You got to think if you had a rich man hanging around with poor man, it would have been nothing but them disciples when he didn't want to be around them. They've been looking like, you think you better than us. Why would I rock with you? Right. So you have to meet people where they at to get a better understanding, and we can relate. That's all Christ did. I'm gonna show you I relate with y'all, and I'm gonna show y'all that y'all can do bigger and greater things if y'all keep the commandments and laws. That's all he was showing them.
Yep. All right. So another one, right? Again, let's go back to that whole this law of Moses, law of Christ thing, right? All right, this is one of the things that they, this is something that I heard as recently as today and yesterday, right? So Acts 15, and start at verse 1.
All right, come. This is the book of Acts, chapter 15, and verse 1. And certain men came, Salakia, and certain men which came down from Judea taught the brethren, and said, except ye be circumcised after the manner of Moses, ye cannot be saved.
All right, so they also use this thing to try to include everybody too, right? That, and they always say, unless you circumcise at the manner of Moses, basically Moses' law, that, this is where they get this stuff from, right? One of the scriptures anyway, right? So it's talking about literally being circumcised after the manner of Moses, which we know is what? Right? Being circumcised on the 8th day. All right, this is literal circumcision. So go ahead.
Verse 2.
Salakia. This is men coming down teaching that, right? But let's listen to what Paul and Barnabas said.
Verse 2. When therefore Paul and Barnabas had no small dissension and disputation with them, they determined that Paul and Barnabas and certain other men should go up to Jerusalem unto the apostles and elders about this question.
Right, so we see that the context is what it is. It's talking about being circumcised after the law of Moses. This is the question that they're going to inquire about. Go ahead.
Verse 3. And being brought on their way by the church, they passed through Phoenice and Samaria, declaring the conversion of the Gentiles, and they caused great joy unto all the brethren.
So they passed through Phoenice and Samaria. Who was there? Right? Who was there? That's Northern Kingdom. That's our people. All right, that's where they were. Go ahead.
And they caused great joy unto all the brethren. Verse 4.
It lets you know who the joy was. It was all the brethren. So it lets you know that throughout these cities of Samaria and Phoenice, right, he caused great joy to all the brethren. This wasn't through everybody. These are literal men, right? So go ahead.
All right, verse 4. And when they were come to Jerusalem, they were received of the church and of the apostles and elders, and they declared all things that God had done with them. But there rose up certain of the sect of the Pharisees.
Right. This is the brothers that's on Clubhouse. Right. The Pharisees. Some of the sisters too. Right. They're Pharisees. This is them. Go ahead.
But there rose up certain of the sect of the Pharisees, which believed, saying that it was needful to circumcise them and to command them to keep the law of Moses. And the apostles and elders came together for to consider of this matter. And when there had been much disputing, Peter rose up and said unto them, Men and brethren, ye know how that a good while ago God made choice among us, that the Gentiles by my mouth should hear the word of the gospel and believe.
This is where Peter stood up for the other nations, right? Peter, this is what's being said. Peter stood up for the other nations, but we seen that Paul and Barnabas where they went to, or where they went through, right? They went through Phoenicia, through Samaria, and the brethren, right? And the brethren, right? And they caused Salakia, and they caused great joy unto all the brethren, right? So if it's saying that Paul and Barnabas caused great joy unto all the brethren, right? Peter heard about what Paul and Barnabas did. He turns around and say that ye know how that a good while ago God made choice among us, that the Gentiles by my mouth should hear the word of the gospel and believe, right? You already knew that the Gentiles, you heard this a while ago, right? So Peter is just saying, hey, it's okay what Paul and Barnabas did. That's all Peter is saying here. Hey, it's cool what they did because they were supposed to hear it. This is not talking about everybody. Go ahead.
All right. Verse 8, and God, which knoweth the hearts, bear them witness, giving them the Holy Ghost, even as he did unto us, and put no difference between us and them.
See that?
Purifying their hearts by faith.
Right, and he put no difference between us and them, right? Meaning there's no difference in the 12 tribes of Israel. Is no difference, right? Regardless of if I gave them a bill of divorce, guess what? Southern Kingdom got a bill of divorce too. It's no difference, right? And this is what Peter having to show these people. But you have the Pharisees on Clubhouse that teach, hey, Peter was standing up for the other nations. It's craziness.
Hey, and when Christ was on the scene, what New Testament Christ was speaking? I didn't know Christ was speaking about the New Testament. I had no idea. I thought he was reading and speaking what that was written aforetime from the prophets. Right? So that's the same thing with Paul. If Paul learned from Christ, from Ananias, from all the disciples, and Christ is the one that taught the disciples, he couldn't teach them about the New Testament because the New Testament is not fulfilled yet. So we can't say that, right? It don't make any kind of sense. Let me bring a scripture out. Let me bring Jeremiah 31:31. This came to mind. Just to always piggyback with the prophets. The prophets is the true word from the living God, right? Let's start from there. Let's give me Jeremiah 31:31. And then we also going to bring it back out what Paul says in the so-called New Testament, right? We call it the New Testament because this is how it's written, but it's the same old thing. Ain't nothing different. It's just no animal sacrifices. Right now, Christ is the true and only living sacrifice.
Okay. All right, it's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 31, verse 31. Behold, the days come, the days come, saith the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
What that's talking about, I'm going to make a new sacrifice, right? Think about that. I'm going to make a new sacrifice. What is a covenant? Covenant, it was by blood.
Okay.
That's what that was. I'm going to make a new sacrifice. That's all he said. He didn't say I'm going to make a new law and remove it. He said I'm going to make a new covenant. When you know what a covenant is, it's a blood sacrifice, right? When they cut the bull, what they do? They sprinkle it on the heads of the people and on the book. That's the covenant. We made a blood covenant with our Father. So Christ said, God said, what did he say again, bro?
Behold, the days come, said the Lord, that I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah.
So that the house of Israel is the northern kingdom, and the house of Judah is the southern kingdom, right? Continuing 32.
Not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day that I took them by the hand to bring them out of the land of Egypt, which my covenant they break, although I was an husband unto them, said the Lord.
Right. So when you read in the Old Testament, like I said earlier, when they made the blood covenant, right, and made that oath to God and said, we will keep your commandments when we got the blood sprinkled upon us, right? So that's why it says not made with their fathers, because they were their fathers were doing sacrifice through bulls and goats.
Okay.
That's why he said, I'm not doing that, right? I'm making a new covenant, a blood covenant with my son. Continue.
But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel.
With the house of Israel, right? So when it says the house of Israel, it means the 12 tribes.
Okay.
It's not only for the southern kingdom, right? That's what they were portraying to believe also in the New Testament, so-called New Testament, when the southern kingdom had woken up to find out they were repenting, and they found out the so-called Gentiles were also receiving the word. They didn't like that, right? Because they forgot about the prophets. They forgot about the prophecies, right? Because they killed off the prophets, right? Ain't nothing different. The same thing right now, that when brothers is on Clubhouse and you got people that's teaching the word of God, what you doing when you got these Pharisees and these Sadducees on stage going against God's word? You're trying to kill the prophets off with your words and making people believe your stupid doctrine of your misunderstanding that we are the people and we got to keep the commandments. And you bring foolishness to the table. So just like how they were killing the prophets with their words and literally killing them, that's what you're doing the same thing. You're doing the same thing. Ain't nothing new under the sun, like the brother said, right? I'm with him. I can't do Clubhouse, man. I don't go on there. I get pissed off. I ain't got time for that, right? Continue, bro.
Okay. Says, but this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, said the Lord. I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts, and will be their God, and they shall be my people.
All right, we land right there and then go straight to Hebrews real quick, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go to Hebrews, right? So we're going to see if it says the same thing. You know which one it is, or I need to tell you where it's at?
Nah, I already know.
Okay.
Now, this is the book of Hebrews, chapter 8, starting at verse 8. It says, for finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, said the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel.
So hold on. Now, where did Paul get that information from? It sounds like he's saying the same thing that was written in Jeremiah. Go ahead.
Behold, the days come, said the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel and with the house of Judah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continue not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, said the Lord.
One more.
For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, said the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts, and I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people.
That's copy and paste. That is copy and paste. Where did he get that from? From Baruch that wrote it in the book of Jeremiah.
Okay.
And he copied and pasted in the New Testament to the name of the Bible is called the Hebrews. This is for the children of Israel. If we go back to Exodus, who were the Hebrews, right? That was the chosen Hebrews. I'm not talking about the other nation Hebrews, but the chosen Hebrews, right? That was in the wilderness, right? It was no other Hebrews that was in the wilderness that received the law, but the 12 tribes of Israel. So we know if these Christian dummies pay attention to see what Hebrews that was back in the fourth time, why would it be written in the new time, right?
Okay.
And it's happening now, right? That's all it is. This is all copy and paste information.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Okay. Now let's go back to Acts 15 real quick. Right? Because like you said, it's prophecy, right? So now we're gonna go to 15, jump up to verse 15. Yeah, go jump up to verse 14.
God, this is the book of Acts, chapter 15 and verse 14. Simeon have declared how God at the first did visit the Gentiles to take out of them a people for his name.
Hold on, no. Hold on. We read that wrong, right?
Yeah, I think I did.
He said that he was going to take all of the Gentiles.
Yeah, I think. Let me read that again. My eyes ain't that great, brother. Let me see. Verse 14. Simeon have declared how God at the first did visit the Gentiles
To
take out of them a people for his name.
So where was the northern kingdom? Among the Gentiles.
They got wiped away.
But we know it's too many scriptures that literally says that, hey, the northern kingdom, right, will be among the Gentiles. He scattered his people, even us, right, the southern kingdom. He scattered his people among the Gentiles. Okay. So that's why he has to take a people from among the Gentiles. Okay. Right? He has to take them. It just says take out of them. Right? It don't say to take all of them. It's written right here. Right? Keep going.
All right, verse 15. And to this agree the words of the prophets, as it is written. After this I will return and will build again the tabernacle of David.
The tabernacle of everybody.
The tabernacle of David.
Who was in the tabernacle of David? It was all 12 tribes.
Hey, you got fools that also say, but no, he also had the garrisons of Esau in them there too. Yeah, man. So that means everybody that was with David, man, his army and all that. But you know what? Per se, you're right, because they're going to be slaves. Servants. Exactly.
They were servants then. They're going to be servants again. God. Right back in there. Hey, absolutely. The scriptures say what they say.
Don't be mad. You can't be mad that why is it wrong for us to say they're going to be slaves in the kingdom, but it's okay to say that we know that they rule over us, and we don't even want to admit to this day that we are slaves. Like we don't even know what to call it. We just say, no, I'm free. Free from what though? Like you can't go anywhere you want to on this earth, right? You gotta have a pass on top of a pass on top of a pass. Sure, you have to have gotta have your ID just to cross to get out of your neighborhood to go in the suburbs. You gotta make sure you got your ID on deck, because if you ain't got your ID on deck and you cross out of the city and go into the suburbs, it's a good chance you going to jail, your car getting towed. You better have all your documentations lined up, because they ain't playing.
God, exactly.
But you free though. Okay. All right, let me keep going. Verse 16. After this, I will return and will build again the tabernacle of David, which is fallen down, and I will build again the ruins thereof, and I will set it up. That the residue.
No, say go ahead.
Okay, got you. That the residue of men might seek after the Lord, and all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called.
See that? Now, see, when they see all the Gentiles right here, they forget that after that comma don't even matter. See, it say all the Gentiles, right? No. It has a comma, right? And all the Gentiles upon whom my name is called. Okay. Right. So if your name ain't called upon the Gentiles or among the Gentiles, hey, he ain't calling you.
Okay.
Right. He ain't got Most High ain't got the wrong number. Ain't no need to start. What is it? Star 67. You don't need to
star 67, star 69. One of them.
Yeah. There ain't no need to do that. He ain't called you.
God.
It's gonna be the same little Chinese person that don't know how to talk when you hit that. You try to call that back. You can't call the Most High. It's over.
God. God.
All right. So let's go to Amos. Right, because this is where it was pulled from. Because remember, it says "as it is written." Right. You can anytime it says "as it is written," it was always written beforehand. Right. So 9 and 11.
Okay. All right. Bear with me. Grab it. All right. This is the book of Amos, chapter 9 and verse 11. In that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof, and I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
That, Salakia, verse 12, that they may possess the remnant of Edom.
Of who?
Of Edom.
All right, go ahead. And who
And
else?
of all the heathen.
That go you all for you.
God, there you go, right.
Go ahead.
Which are called by my name, says the Lord, doeth this. Behold, the days come.
Oh no, that's it. Salakia, that's it.
Okay, God.
Yeah, because that's going into your house after that, right? Hey.
Hey, you know what? Let me also back you up in Maccabees, first Maccabees, right? To prove that the Gentiles.
Hey, Salaki, I said that was going into your house. That's just going into us, taking our kingdom back. That's all, Salaki.
Okay. Yeah, I wanted to go ahead and back you up just to even prove that what Paul is talking about the Gentiles. Let's see how the Israelites became Gentiles real quick, right? So we're gonna start at first Maccabees, and we can start at verse
chapter 1.
Yeah, chapter 1. We can start at verse 37.
Okay. It's the book of First Maccabees, chapter 1, verse 37.
Nah, that's too much. Start at 41. Start at 41.
Verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
Right. So
Salaki, this is going into what Yahshua put up there. Yahshua put up. Let me just put it up real quick. Before I continue to read, right? That's what he put, right?
Yahshua put something on there?
Yeah, I just put it on the screen, right? So I'm not gonna use the word he put, the D word he put. I'm just gonna use the Pharisees, right? So I hate when the Pharisees use ain't no difference between Jew or Gentile, not knowing who is who.
God. Well said, Yahshua.
So all right, so verse.
Hey, you know what? Before we even do that, let's piggyback. Let's jump back. Let's jump right back. Still in Maccabees 1, but I want to go start at verse 7, and then we'll jump right back to 41. All right, before it got to that.
All right, so verse 7, it says, so Alexander reigned 12 years and then died.
Right. So your schools would tell you that's the great Alexander, right? But we know this is a heathen, right? This is Alexander the Greek. Mm-hmm. Now we don't call him the great in this truth, because there was nothing great about him, right? He deserved a great death. That's the only thing that's great, a great death, but nothing great that he done. Continue.
So verse 41.
No, start at 8.
Oh, at 8, Slaki. And his servants bear rule, every one in his place.
9.
And after his death, they all put crowns upon themselves. So did their sons after them many years, and evils were multiplied in the earth.
Right. So once we know, if you know Alexander, what he looked like, and we ain't got to go into that, we already know what he looked like. So since he looked what he looked like, it says even his sons and them, they generated with crowns, meaning they became rulers of the earth. So they constantly kept ruling on top of ruling on top of ruling. This is in the Greek, to the Greek manuscripts, even following down to Roman, right? Rome has also picked up what the Greeks had left off, right? What they destroyed, they picked up and ran with it. So it continued evil upon the days, right? So let's talk about the evil that they did. Now go to verse 41, right?
All right, verse 41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
Don't you know that's an evil thing to say? For God said that he divided the nations back in Deuteronomy 32:7, that he divided the nations, right? So he had divided the nations, but he said, let us all be one nation. That's an evil thing. Why is it an evil thing? Because with the activities that they do to their idols, we gonna participate in that thing the more we keep seeing it and living around it. That's why it's an evil thing, right? You know, that's why we're called the sheep, right? What is sheep? They're very curious. They're curious about everything. And why we like the Rams? Because we always button our heads. We some hard heads and we butt our heads all the time. That's all we do. We butt our heads until we feel it. Right? And so for us that repented, we felt it. We was tired of butting our heads like a ram. Right? We just started, we knew that we need to find a shepherd so someone could lead us. Right? So we knew that the word led us to where we at right now. But continue.
And everyone should leave his laws.
Look at that, everyone. And he's not, and it listens necessarily, he's really talking about the Israelites should leave their laws, because the other nations' laws and their power is nothing compared to the Israelites, because we had real power, right? They had imagination power, only enough power that the Most High had allowed them to have. But we had full power when we kept the commandments of God, right? Go ahead.
And everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king.
Why would they not agree to that? Because they study us so much, they know that, hey, if they don't keep the commandments of their God, then they're going to be weak. So why would they not want that to happen? Continue.
Yea, many of the Israelites consented to his religion and sacrificed unto idols and profaned the Sabbath.
Right. And this is why we have a mixed situation and misdirection how the Sabbath is operating. Because what our forefathers did, made a deal with them to say, you know what? Hey, you know what? I want to ride with y'all. I want to rock with you. I want to rock with you. So whatever y'all need us to do, if you want us to build us a gymnasium, whatever we need to do for you, we will. As long as we feel a part. That's wrong with Israel right there. We always want to be a part of something, right? We want to be a part of a gang, right? Because we don't feel loved. We don't feel cherished. So we're looking to find love through violence, right? Then we'll get into fraternities. Why? Because we feel loved and we don't feel like we don't get no connection from our family. So we feel like it's hope there that we can make success out of that, right? We be always rolling the dice wrong and we crap out.
And this is literally, we're literally reading the Illuminati.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This is the Illuminati.
God. Hey, why do the movie stars, black stars, want to get in Hollywood to make the riches? They want to join the Illuminati to get that big money, to get the big bag so they can go ahead and sacrifice to something and make money off of it, right? This is exactly why they want you to be with them, so you can destroy your own people and yourself. And like the Bible says that Satan has a certain amount of time. And so since he has a certain amount of time, he will use you to bring yourself and your people down through his ways, right? A little bit more and I'm going to let you go ahead and rock.
It says, verse 44, for the king has sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem and the cities of Judah that they should follow the strange laws of
I thought America has great laws. He called them what?
The strange laws of the land.
Right. So Greek has strange laws. The Romans have strange laws. America got strange laws. So when America say that we are all one in their own religion law, believing that's a lie. That's a strange doctrine. When they say that the Sabbath They say it's on Sunday, which they use on church Sunday worship, right there. That's a lie. Like everything that they do is a lie, right? So we have to understand and stay circumspect when we dealing with the enemy. We have to know who they are and stay cautious and diligent, because when we off, this is what we're just like the Israelites that's in this chapter. We start following and we bob and weave everywhere they go. So I'll land there.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna close out. Let's go to the book of Nahum. Right, everybody, because we all know, right? Those that be on Clubhouse, brother Malak Zaquan, brother say he got a Clubhouse hit list, man. And I'm sure there's a bunch of folly, bunch of different doctrines. It like we'll be on here all night, literally naming, literally naming all of the different doctrines and crap that they say and try to teach, and like they're literally. I won't take it away from them that they're not being sincere. Some of them just sincerely just don't get it. But you have some of them that just get on there to literally try to bash Israelites, try to say we don't know what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? And Khan, I definitely agree with that. Let me put this up here, right? All right, so Malak Zaquan says, I really feel like we should boycott Hollywood. All the wicked things they've been blamed for. I feel like if the people boycotted it, they will lose the money they use to traffic and do other wicked things, right?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? They'll definitely lose some, but we literally, like we just got done reading in this Maccabees, right? You have as many of the Israelites, they consented. They already consented. So yeah, we can start with us, but our people are already gone.
Okay.
They're already gone. This is why we have to go out there, just like Jonah did in Nineveh. We gotta go, right? We gotta go to Nineveh, which is Clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we gotta get our people from that craziness. So I definitely applaud all of the brothers and sisters that get on there and that bring out the truth. You know what I'm saying? That bring out the truth. And nothing more. Not for no money, not for vainglory. It's because it's the truth. All right, who shall stand up for me among the evildoers? All right, so give me before I close out with Nahum, I want Proverbs 29 and verse 2.
All right.
This is part of the issue. Go ahead.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29 and verse 2. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice.
Hey, it's a wonderful time. When we're in authority and we're ruling, you know what I'm saying? We don't have to go to other nations and to other people for anything that we need, prosperity, knowledge, anything. Hey, we rejoice all the time greatly. Right? Go ahead.
But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn.
Hey, we in mourning. Right? This lesson is mourning. Because I'm mourning all of the wicked stuff that we hear on that dang on app. Right? That's what drove me to do this lesson. And I literally, like I said, I get on there. Even today, I've been getting frustrated quick. I got a short fuse, with Clubhouse. As soon as I start hearing some dumb stuff, I gotta get off. I gotta get off because I don't want to, and don't let it be one of their rooms. You go into one of their rooms, boy. You talking about, man? Hey, that's Nineveh all day and all night.
Hey, what's so crazy when it says, "But when the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn." Man, look, it's even not just us; that their own people mourn. Their own people mourn. We be picketing and everything. Yeah,
they like, look, we voted for Trump. Look what he's doing to us.
Exactly, man. They be mourning, man, and these be the ones they were so happy to have them in there, and then they find out it fall on their head. Now they want to pick it. Now you want to act like you on our side, man. And our people be falling for the okie doke, man. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe, because guess what? At the end of the day, man, they not your friend. They just don't like what's going on. And soon as they change the policy for their way they want it to be, now you're back to that nigga again. Mm-hmm. That's it. Thanks for helping us push the rights for that. Now go back to being a slave. Get out of here, man.
God. All right, so we're gonna go to Nahum, right? Because this is how all of us feel right here, right? We feel like Nahum, right? So start at chapter 3, start at verse 1. All
right. This the book of Nahum, chapter 2. 2, right?
3. Chapter 3.
Oh, chapter 3, Salakia. Chapter 3 and verse 3?
Verse 1.
Oh, verse 1, Salakia. This is the book of Nahum, chapter 3 and verse 1. Woe to the bloody city. It is all full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not.
All right. Hey, Clubhouse is full of lies and robbery. Robbing people of their time and time that they could be spending listening to something that's right.
God. The noise of a whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and the prancing horses and of the jumping chariots. The horseman lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses, and there is none end of their corpse. They stumble upon their corpse, because the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot.
All right, Clubhouse is the well-favored harlot. America is the well-favored harlot. Right, go ahead.
The mistress of witchcrafts.
Right, is the mistress of witchcrafts. Why? Because they say that you can be anything that you want. If you a boy, hey, guess what? You don't have to claim that. You can be a woman if you want to. Witchcraft. Right?
Hey, just straight transformation is witchcraft. I'm a girl now, and I'm gonna take these pills and sound like a girl now.
Yeah,
all these hormone pills, and now the women they can start getting the beard. Exactly, man. Oh my goodness, man, it's witchcraft. My goodness. All right. Start at 4 again. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through their whoredoms, and families through her witchcrafts. Verse 5. Behold, I am against thee, says the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame.
Go ahead.
And I will cast abominable filth upon thee, and make thee vile, and will set thee as a gazing stock.
All right, so he going, hey, the Most High, hey, if he going, again, I'm gonna just reiterate this. If he did this to these people then, right, what's to stop him from doing it again? All right, he put us in captivity before. He got us out of captivity. And he put us back in there. And he got us out. And he put us back in there. So guess what? You think he gonna leave us in here? No, he coming to get us. All right, that's why he says he gonna cast the abominable. He will cast abominable filth upon thee. He's gonna make them vile and a gazing stock. People just gonna be staring like, hey, he did that to them for messing with his children. Go ahead, verse 7.
Verse 7. And it shall come to pass that all they that look upon thee shall flee from thee, and say, Nineveh is laid waste. Who will bemoan her? Once shall I seek comforters for thee.
All right, so Nineveh, right? America is laid to waste. Right, just like Nineveh was. All right, go ahead.
And ladies and gentlemen, this is double prophecy. Understand, when you read the Bible, this is double prophecy. Ain't nothing new of destruction from the Most High. All right, verse 8.
Actually, just jump down to verse 18 and 19.
All right, verse 18. Thy shepherds slumber, O king of Assyria. Thy nobles shall dwell in the dust. Thy people is scattered upon the mountains, and no man gathereth them. Verse 19. There is no healing of thy bruise. Thy wound is grievous. All that hear the bruit of thee shall clap their hands over thee. For upon whom have not thy wickedness passed continually?
So, hey, this is gonna happen as it happened to Assyria. It's gonna happen to America, right? So all of that crap. Hey, brothers, sisters, we ain't gotta hear that crazy stuff on Clubhouse too much longer, man. We almost delivered.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And it ain't just Clubhouse. We gonna see it whether it be Facebook. You know, brothers got Instagram, TikTok. You're gonna hear a bunch of folly, right? Clubhouse is just like a concentrated center of folly. You know what I'm saying? That's literally where people literally go and they act like they the top scholars and they don't know nothing. And they just literally repeat what somebody told them. Right? Brothers and sisters, I'm here to tell you, hey, even if you do, let's just say, because I wouldn't tell nobody don't repeat what they hear, right? Even if you do, right, repeat what you hear, you're supposed to know who said it. You're supposed to have the sources that this person said it with. And if you believe it, you believe it. But if you don't have any source, anything to back you up, hey, don't teach that stuff. Right? If you don't understand it fully, don't teach it. Avoid those conversations because people try to use certain words and they real crafty on Clubhouse. You know what I'm saying? They real crafty on Clubhouse and they try to trip you up any chance you get. So you know, with that, that's the end of tonight's class. So again, just the water for brothers and sisters, y'all, you know, being here with us, getting through this thing. The water for the Cash App donations that we've been receiving. We also have the Feast of First Fruits, you know, Pentecost gathering on Sunday, this upcoming Sunday. So if you're in the Detroit area, you know, you can hit that number up. That's on the ticker. You can also hit the email up to RSVP, you know, so we can just make sure that we have enough, you know, food and drinks and things like that for everybody. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, one more thing, Salaki. Let me put this overlay up. Put this overlay. Yeah. Oh no, I went the wrong way. All right. So, our wonderful sisters in the congregation, they came up with this. Oh, it still didn't pop up yet.
I see
Okay,
it. It's on the screen.
there you go. All right, so they came up with a fundraiser, right? It's for all of the children. This is for any camp. We're trying to just keep it to Israel, awoken Israel, right? Now, of course, if it's, you know, really close friends and family, they definitely, you know, can come. I'm just gonna say this: Israel, you know your people, right? You know your people. So, hey, don't invite no crazy mugs that can't control. You know, they smoke and they gotta smoke every 10 minutes. You know, because it's gonna be, you know, none of that. We not, you know, we ain't having none of that. We just trying to keep it, you know, within the awoken Israelites only. Again, close friends, you know, the ones that don't bring drama or cause drama, they are welcome. You know what I'm saying? But it's literally on July 13th. All right, our sisters came up with the date. They're gonna come up with the games, you know, prizes, games, 50-50 raffle, right? And all of that. So it's 15 per household, $10 per adult if you want to, you know, come by yourself, you know, or you could just, you know, donate, you know, whatever, you know, donate to the Cash App, the LOI Detroit Cash App. If you don't have Cash App, we don't have a Zelle up there, so you'll definitely just have to, you know, you can call a number reach out. If y'all know us personally, you can hit us up personally if you have Zelle or whatever else, and we'll just forward it to our treasury. But just wanted to put this information out there. We're gonna try to share this every week to get as many people as we can to come out and support. Definitely plan on having fun with the children, because we got to show the children that we not just about gathering on the Sabbath, going out. Oh, my daddy going out the street teach. Okay, oh, now they sitting in the basement and the kids just sitting there. You know what I'm saying? They kids. They want to get up. They got a lot of energy, a lot of pent up energy. So we doing this thing for them. All praises to the sisters for coming up with this thing. They definitely the driving force behind this, right? We just there to oversee it. So I just wanted to bring that up, just so brothers and sisters know we definitely gonna be pushing this thing. It's like y'all don't want that. All right, so we definitely got that going on in the upcoming future. So just definitely the water for even sharing it even in the future, right? Even though we know that time ain't got here yet. So with that, got anything you want to add before we get out of here?
Yeah, Con. Good class, well put together. The community need to hear that. I'm not on Clubhouse often or nothing like that. That's not really my thing to hear. It's some good information. Don't get me wrong. Some good information you can listen to. You can learn a lot from it too. But the nonsense, right? It's like what is it, like Bible gangsters and stuff like that. They want to get on there and act like they know something, and they don't know nothing. But going back with the sisters and the camp of LOI Detroit and all the other sisters in all LOI period, we appreciate y'all. And I'm just speaking for the sisters in Detroit right now because of the fact that, like the brother said, without them, we wouldn't be having this fundraiser gathering coming together. You know what I'm saying? And the kids too, right? The kids also playing a part, right? They've been out there also helping with water drives. They be out there passing out the water to build for this day. So, hey, we trying to raise the community to be right. And for us as the men and the women, we're being examples to them. So if the Most High still has us here, they have an example how to continue what's going on, what we got going on. They can keep pushing it forward and make it better. So we have to be examples, like the brother said. We just can't be sitting there or have the Bibles open. We teaching. And the kids, they gonna listen to how they ever gonna listen, but they subconsciously is taking it in no matter what, because it's the spirit. The spirit is down there. So we want to show them that, hey, the Bible is more than what you think it is. Life, what God has given us, is fun. It's enjoyable. Even in this captivity, you find your ways of having fun through the scriptures when you're doing your gatherings. So, hey, continue to donate. Appreciate the class, brother. Continue on with the wisdom, and that's all I got.
All right, then, brothers and sisters. It's definitely all praise to the Most High. Again, Shalom, y'all brothers and sisters. Enjoy y'all Shabbat. Again, enjoy y'all first fruits, right? This is one of the 3 most important high holy days. So enjoy that thing, have fun, right? Don't show up empty-handed. You know what I'm saying? All praise to the Most High. Shalom.
Shalom.
I'm telling Babylon. I'm telling Babylon. I'm telling Babylon. You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? Her name is Babylon. I call her Babylon. has a lot of lovers, she lets them pass her port. She has a love affair with every foreign nation. She has a favorite wine, its name is fornication. She has a purple robe, she has a pearly necklace. And if you worship Caesar, she'll give you worldly blessings. She's insatiable, she cannot hide her passion. Last week, somebody said she rides a dragon. I know it's crazy, but the question is, why she had to put a crown upon its 7 heads? And it's even deeper, I had to peep the madness. She made war with the saints that tried to keep commandments. And since she killed the righteous and won't let me be, when she burns, it won't be from an STD. Bodies everywhere, both man and beast. And on that day, the birds are gonna have a feast. You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? Show me the finest girl, Babs is just as pretty. Her name is Babylon, the girl is such a mystery. Yeah, she's been that way since we were little kids. She nicknamed me Mark like I was 666. She said, you want my number? I said, you high as hell. She said, you need my number or you can't buy or sell. She said, take my number. I know that I can't make you, but I'm espoused to Christ and I'm staying faithful. Isaiah had a vision, he saw the elevation. Jesus preached the gospel, John had a revelation. Her lovers hated Babs, so they burned her up. What's upside down, the Lord could always turn it up. You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? You let everybody get a turn. When the angels come, I'ma scream, let her burn. You let everybody get a ride. Did you really think God was gonna let it slide? I'm telling Babylon. 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 I'm telling Babylon.